Since we last spoke to you, Owen and I had a little walk outside, right by where you've just seen Ronaldo arrive, and so many more supporters than would normally be there at that time for a 3 o'clock kickoff. And no offence to any other player today, but no other shirt number, no other shirt name is being worn on. It's an incredible atmosphere, the excitement it's generated around the whole football club today.
Yeah, everybody's excited. Every fan, all the kids have got big smiles on their faces. Everybody's got the new top on, the new kit. And I think everybody's just really excited to see, expecting something special. I think that's when you see Cristiano, you realise that big moments, big things happen. And I think obviously today, obviously with Newcastle's situation they're in, that everybody, I think, has a feel that there could be a lot of goals in this today, and I'm sure Cristiano's going to want to start. Yeah,
and earlier on we spoke to a few members of the backroom staff, and it's funny, isn't it? They've been there for so many years. Even they've got a bounce in their step. If you were playing today, would you have an extra bounce with Cristiano Ronaldo back as a teammate?
Oh, absolutely. I think, and that's what you see from the staff. The staff have been there for 10, 20 years, and they don't really change. The players come and go, the managers come and go. But these guys, they're the heart and soul of a football club, and you could even see for them, they were smiling. We had a few laughs and jokes about some of the stuff behind the scenes because there's always something going on. But I think as a player, you would just want to make sure that Cristiano has a big moment, get him the ball in an area where he can decide the game. And I think this season, or for United, it's going to be in the box, and I'm sure United are going to find a way to get the pieces of the puzzle, as the boy said, so they can get service into Cristiano so he can score the goals.
Okay, that's one of Cristiano Ronaldo's former team. Let's find out how one of his current ones is feeling ahead of this game against Newcastle. Here's the thoughts of Nemanja Matic.
Well, man, you're a big game. There's obviously a big name appearing in it. There's been one story this week. What's it been like around the club?
Yeah, everyone is excited. Of course, he's a big player, a very important player for our club, for our history. So it's going to be great to see him again on the pitch at Old Trafford. I think it's also special for him. He is also very excited, motivated, so we are happy to have him back.
What do you
think? Maybe not even 10 seconds, but
no.
Anyway, Newcastle nearly made it to half-time. Elsewhere, no goals at Watford. These are all half-times. Nothing yet either at Southampton, where West Ham have been keeping an eye on this, been terrific in the opening 45. But no breakthrough just yet. And nor has there been at Brentford. I can't remember an afternoon like this.
No.
I think on one previous occasion we struggled, but not with so many games.
Not with 6 games, yeah. They've had a couple of injuries at Brentford where they've taken a bit of time.
Okay, so we wait for half-time at Brentford. At Leicester, there's no score either between Leicester and Manchester City.
None at all.
But Newcastle, just get to half-time. You're nearly there.
Yeah.
You're seconds away from having completed the job you came to Old Trafford today to do.
Yeah, listen, I said Freddie Woodman would be maybe a bit nervous there, the young goalkeeper. And Mason Greenwood hits such a good shot. And yes, it does take a glance off Kieran Clark's shin. But it's not deflected, I don't think, enough for the goalkeeper not to deal with it. Maybe he'll say it was hit fiercely. Yes, it was. It's hit from outside the box. And it just nicks off him. And listen, if there's one player who's going to be alert, alive and expecting it to be spilt, it's going to be Cristiano Ronaldo. He's always on the move. He wasn't offside. The goalkeeper does him a favour and he says, thank you very much.
That's what they're playing him there for, isn't it? I mean, if Manchester United fans went today in the expectation that they would see the old Cristiano, then they were wrong. But what the new Cristiano can do is playing through that position.
He'll do that. He can still do what he did. He just can't do it as often. It's a simple physical factor of life. The older you get, he can still do that. You'll see the occasional run, like we saw in the Euros. Remember that amazing goal he was involved in when he went from one penalty area to the other? In about 12 seconds and scored for Portugal. He can still do that, but he won't be doing that every time he gets the football.
No, and he won't be doing that very often with the ball either.
No.
That one, of course, was without the ball. But that's what he can do.
But that's what he's the bottom to be a finisher, right? Create something if you can, but be our finisher, and he can do that. He'll get that. So alive, so alert, bright as a button. Tap in. Thank you very much.
Pitch side for us, being Sports, Matt Critchley.
I think you have to whisper it quite quietly around these parts when you say he wasn't very good, was he really, for 45 minutes there? Didn't do too much, Cristiano Ronaldo, but did what he was here to do, did what he's paid to do, in the right place at the right time. And Newcastle guys, I'm sat right next to their bench, they're hugely frustrated because conceding at that time, we know clearly, is a terrible time to concede a goal. But they felt they were right in it, particularly on the counter attack with the pace of Alisson Maximin and Almiron. I think they caused United one or two problems. So if they could have got to half-time at 0-0, I think Steve Bruce would have been really happy, maybe push on with that game plan, but they'll have to probably come out a little bit more in the second half. But yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo is a different species, a different specimen to the guy we saw here 12 years ago. But as I say, was in the right place at the right time when they needed him most.
I mean, we didn't expect Ronaldo to be nervous, Matt, but do you think there was an edginess about the United performance, maybe because of the occasion today?
I thought Ronaldo himself looked a little bit aware of the occasion until he did that backflip, the little sort of Cruyff turn.
Do it.
After about
Show
20
us.
minute.
What did he do?
No, he settled down into it. No. You guys know there's a slope here at Old Trafford, and I'll go straight down it if I try and do a Cruyff turn. But we knew he settled in there. I think United, we've spoken about them many times, and we know that historically over the last 18 months they haven't played particularly well in the first half of games. But Nemanja Matic hasn't been great. Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw have struggled, and Solskjaer's asked them to push forward more. So there has still been areas of the team that haven't quite been there. And I think, yeah, there is many here that were aware of the size of the occasion. It felt such a big occasion, all eyes of the world really on this one. So the performance perhaps suffered a little bit from that, but that goal will probably just free them up a little bit, I think, to open the shoulders a bit for the second half.
Like any good restaurant, Matt, I always think that it generates its own atmosphere. There's a bubble. I just feel about what's around and about you today, that's the very same thing happening at Old Trafford. There's an excitement still, isn't there?
Absolutely, because as we said before, it's box office. Cristiano Ronaldo is box office, and I'm not sure his performances on the pitch today, this season, for the next 2 years of his contract will necessarily hit the heights all the time. But football's a strange place these days where it's not necessarily all about what is done on the pitch. It's all about the whole package. We spoke about it before the game. And these people are here to see the reality of Cristiano Ronaldo on the pitch. But everything that happens around it, before the game, after the game, is as much a part of it these days, certainly from the club's point of view. It's, I don't want to say a circus, but it feels a little bit like that. It's sort of the Cristiano Ronaldo show, and I get the feeling we'll be talking about it once or twice before the end of this campaign.
Oh yes,
you can guarantee that,
yes.
my friend. Matt Critchley, pitch side at Old Trafford for beIN Sports, where Cristiano Ronaldo has. We started at Selhurst Park with Palace beating Spurs 3-0. Arsenal beat Norwich by 1-0. Brighton won at Brentford by the same score, and the champions at Leicester also 1-0. 4 for Manchester United, 2 of them from Ronaldo, as they beat Newcastle 4-1. No goals at Southampton, and Wolves won at Watford 2-0. Well, where else can we start?
Well, we started the day with this man. And this is what great players, expectation. People came that went there. All United fans went to see him. He'll score. We know Ronnie will score and we'll win. Well, he didn't have his best performance, if I'm totally honest. But that's to be expected. He came out against the team playing 5 at the back, playing really deep defensively. So there's no real space. But just when you need him, watch him react. Yeah. Just left of the screen.
The clock, if you're a Newcastle
there he goes.
fan.
He's away. He's on the move, Richard. He's proactive. Some defenders, a lot of defenders are reactive. They react to something. He predicts something might happen. And he goes in the 6-yard box, not expecting the ball to arrive at his feet. But if it does, I'm going to be there. That's the attitude. The goalkeeper should deal with it. He doesn't. And he's got a simple tap.
And having done really well for 45 minutes, there was barely time for Newcastle to kick off.
They got a terrific equaliser. Almiron to St Maximin. That touch, you know, that was a bad touch from Almiron, not Almiron, St Maximin, the second touch, because do you know what it did? It tempted Varane to come to the tackle. Now, Varane would normally have stayed off him here, but that touch tempts him. You see that? And then he just gets a toe poke to it. Fabulous goal from Manquillo from a tight angle. This equally, one touch, one touch, one touch. Brilliant. Opened up the play, all of a sudden, watch Ronaldo knew. There he goes. The Jets are on, one touch, brilliant. To drag it into your wonderful goal. That was a great goal. Fabulous team goal, finished off in style by the man himself. Watch. That ball's fortunate, but that, and that, terrific. Look how many Newcastle players are out the game.
What's he doing there anyway? Inside left channel.
Who?
Luke Shaw.
Well, he's tucked in as he expects it. That's what they do a lot. And then just to finish it off with two really good goals. In fairness.
Yeah, but Andy, close him down. Go,
no, they don't. I know, you can't allow him that. It's a brilliant strike, Richard. And they're gone now, Newcastle. They're gone. I think they realise now, what we expected we're now getting. But you're right, there's nobody comes to the ball with any energy, with any zest, with any desire. Look, we'll all sit off. That's really poor. Really poor. And then another player who spent his time at West Ham last year, hopefully regaining his confidence and his belief as a footballer, because he can do this. Brilliant goal. Jesse Lingard. Almost a forgotten man. But he played for England the other night. Gets a goal here and a short spell as a substitute. That's got to be another plus for United. If Lingard can find the form that made him an international, then they have so many options at the top end of the pitch. It's what we talked about at half-time. The options are there. You know, it's just finding the combinations. They did today. There'll be harder games ahead for them, there's no doubt about that, but their confidence will be rising by the week if they continue to do this.
70,000 Manchester United fans, those Newcastle players can say, I was there. That's all they can say from the day, isn't it?
I was there when Ronnie came back.
So